this episode, Dr. Robert Wright will share his experience in helping students to acquire a new mindset, the staying focused philosophy, and in using it to facilitate subject learning. Let's look at what this philosophy entails and how Dr. Wright helps his students to put the new mindset into practice.
Hello everybody, today I want to share with you a very important philosophy we're trying to better qualify our students for the real world, is to help them develop a complicated understanding of the real world. And that philosophy is the staying focused in a complicated world philosophy. The F stands for a fresh perspective. Tell us something new. Why is this interesting? Why is this important? Don't tell us something we already know. The O stands for think, feel, and act like an owner-manager. Don't come into a class thinking student. The C stands for connected thinking, learning to integrate ideas. The best ideas come from outside of our field. That's always the case. The U is sense of urgency. We got 3 hours to do this class. We don't have 4 hours. So there's a sense of let's just get in and get out. 40 students come in, 40 students walk out with 40 different ideas every single class. The S is team spirit. Let's try and help each other and take it to the next level. If you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. S is team spirit. The letter E is engage. Yeah, really get involved in the discussion. Even if you haven't done the reading, just come in and listen to what people have to say and have an opinion. And then they feel really passionate about what they do. That's the type of thing we're trying to instill in our students. Really engaging what's really in front of you. The last letter in our stay focused philosophy is the letter D. And that is deliberate practice. Deliberate practice is doing something, taking a step back and thinking, could I have done it better? Is there a different way of doing it? Is there a better way of doing it? So that's the stay focused philosophy. Well, how are we implementing the stay focused philosophy in our classes?
Developing a mindset is not easy. It involves a change in attitude and the way we think and act. So, how to help students to develop a new mindset?
Actually, in the very first class of the semester, I actually give them the world's smallest handout. And this actually outlines the staying focused philosophy. It's kept in the course outline. It's on the online bulletin board. And we tell the students everything and anything we do in this course, we will evaluate you on the staying focused philosophy.
For me, it is actually quite challenging to put this philosophy into practice at the very beginning of the semester.
Students normally ask me, Robert, how do we develop this fresh perspective? Well, we can start reading the newspaper for one thing, listening to the news around us. Harvard Business Review, The Economist, the BBC, McKinsey Quarterly, all this will actually help our students provide a fresh perspective to what we're talking about.
Before attending Robert's class, you need to find inspiration from different areas. You need to read the Harvard Business Review, you need to read The Economist, and you need to basically find inspiration from outside your own field.
Try to look at BBC Hard Talk. This is what Robert told us to look at in order to know how people are asking questions and how they debate.
Reading more, I think it is the most important thing is to read more.
You know, I can lead the horse to the water. I can't make the horse drink the water. Yeah, so it's really up to you. That's your ball game. Every week, the student will come and do research, reading, sharing. Every single class will really take our learning to a whole new level, because what you have to say, it all adds up to a whole new fresh perspective. What's happening in the Monday morning meeting? So what about it? What is so unique about it?
I subscribe to both time and the economy.
We'll open it up for discussion, and in particular, we'll get everyone to do the is it a fresh perspective? Why is this interesting? Why is this important? And what does this tell us we didn't already know?
Basically, in this class, Robert is always asking to participate a lot, to be active, to ask questions, to answer questions, to give opinions.
From the article, we know that the economists, I check on YouTube, I think they have two business models.
We can't have 40 ideas, different ideas.
You really need to have a sense of urgency, otherwise you just keep lost track during the discussion.
We got 3 hours to do this class. 40 students come into the room. We want our students to walk out of that room with 40 different ideas, every single class. That is a sense of urgency. All right, sense of urgency. Rasmus and then group 5, take us back to square one.
I would like to add some more personal experience.
Yes, I think that they will respect each other's opinion because
Okay.
Sense of urgency.
Yeah. Rapid fire, what are the opportunities? Let's look at that, and very quickly, what are the threats?
Have a sense of urgency, that you share your own experience and that you challenge conventional wisdom.
see different things and they can see different things.
And that sounds exactly like Robert Wright's class. Yeah, express different ideas, integrating ideas. First, to develop a complicated understanding of the real world. Well, what did you learn from another subject that you can help connect to the subject that we're talking about now? The best ideas, believe it or not, come from outside of our industry.
It's all about connecting all the dots from these discussions.
Integrate all this kind of information and make us to have a high level of the strategic management.
In order to get new ideas and think in different ways. It's very much about being engaged.
We use this acronym for every single part of our assessment, in terms of class participation, in terms of presentation, in terms of even exam answers. And at the end of the course, there were a lot of reflections on what did they think about this stay-focused philosophy, and in what way did it help them take their learning to a whole new level. Right from the very beginning, students are very clear on how they will be assessed throughout the whole course, based on the stay-focused philosophy. And the students are actually given a template on how I'll be evaluating them on the presentation. Similarly, when we look at class participation, every week the students know by the end of every class, I'm going to go back to my office and I have an Excel file that says F.O.C.U.S.E.D, and I've got the student's name on the left-hand column, and I'm going to be evaluating each student on those criteria. Go back to the philosophy of this course. We're not doing this for show. We're doing this for real. So you really got to demonstrate, walk the talk. Yeah, and you really go, no questions asked. We've done this beyond reasonable doubt. And at the end of the course, we got all the students to volunteer and give me 1-minute video on what they thought about this whole staying focused philosophy.
I think the most significant influence of this philosophy on me is the way it has turned my mindset and learning attitude. Unlike in the past, we no longer sit in the classroom and learn passively like the students. We are encouraged to think, act, and feel like an owner. If we can always live up to the philosophy to stay focused, we are able to continue to take our learning to the next high level in the future.
We want to leave behind a legacy for the next generation of students coming into the program so that they too can get the value of this philosophy. At the end of the day, the whole point is to really help qualify our students for the real world.
From Dr. Wright's experience of implementing the staying focused philosophy, we can identify a few tips for helping students to develop a new mindset. First, make your students realize at the beginning it is an important outcome that they are expected to achieve. Second, show your students how to put it into practice. Third, practice it and keep your students practicing it inside and outside the classroom. And finally, use it to assess your students in all the tasks they are engaged in. Build in opportunities for students to reflect so that it can sink in and become a habit of mind.